Hello, everyone. This is Ghost King. So we're just about ready to get to the next run, Shrek Extra Large by Silo Simon. Take it away. Let's send it over.
What's up, guys? This is Shrek Extra Large. We're going to be doing no levels early, the category no levels early today. The difference between like no levels early and the any percent run that we have right now is any percent basically skips from the tutorial right to the last level. So that makes the run like 5 minutes or so, but we're going to be doing the run that goes through every single level. This is what any percent used to be, but yeah. So timing will start when I press continue without saving. So I'll say 3, 2, 1, go, and then we'll go on go, if that's all right. Sorry. Okay, sweet. So 3, 2, 1, go. Awesome. So immediately we're gonna keep mashing start here to skip a cutscene, and then we'll start out the run. We'll want to orient the camera in tunnels and stuff, just because the camera in this game is really bad, and it'll like switch around and stuff and move around, and that'll really mess up some like precise wall kicks and stuff that we'll be doing to skip lots of different platforms and stuff throughout the game. Um, but yeah, as you can see, Shrek is super athletic. He ran like probably at least like 300 miles on the treadmill before before starting up before starting up this run. But basically, the premise of this story is uh, Princess Fiona is stolen from Shrek's house randomly at some point during the night by this evil ice queen, and this wizard named Merlin proposes to Shrek that he has to go and defeat the Ice Queen, and then he will show Shrek the way to Fiona. And so yeah, so currently we're on our way to go and fight the Ice Queen. That's part of the story right now. So in this level, we have a big platform skip here. If we jump off of this route, that skips a ton of walking around in the other part of this level here. Like basically there's a bunch of walking around on a bunch of bridges and stuff that you have to do, and that would take easily like 30 seconds to like a minute. So that wall kick saves a ton of time, and it's actually fairly precise, so it's nice that we got that like second try. So throughout this run, I'll try and explain some of the speed strats and also what's going on. There's not really a ton to the story that's super relevant, and like I can kind of explain like some of the stuff that we skip through cutscenes. It's like slightly relevant, but it's not too important. So one of the main mechanics throughout this game, as you can see, is Shrek's farting mechanic. This is like the main way you're going to be fighting people, and also you can also use farts to boost yourself when you're jumping. So we'll use farts to actually do a lot of skips and stuff throughout each level. So a little history about this game. This game originally started out development on, I think it was like N64. They were thinking about making a Shrek game for the N64, but then that got scrapped pretty early on, and what we eventually got was the Shrek game on Xbox. And what that game is it's basically what this game is, but it was made a little earlier, and then this was just sort of a port. It's not exactly a port because they kind of redid a lot of the visuals in this game, but this port, so to say, they added 2 different levels to the amount of levels that are in the game. So there's 9 instead of 7 like in the original game. The first level we beat there was the first added level, Enchanted Forest, and It's probably the longer level out of the two that are added. So this is Mother Goose Land. We're gonna be first starting off the game by football punting these these eggs, this goose's like children into the nest. This like British goose. But yeah, we're kicking them into there. It's quite a bit faster for us to just go ahead and kick them into the nest instead of like jumping into the nest and setting them there. And getting the kicks into there can be a little precise, but overall it's not too bad. The next mission we need to do here is bring all of these sheep to their pen. The spawn points where the sheep start is random, so if we get them all fairly close to the pen at the start, that's actually really good RNG. But nice. Try to kick him in there really quick. This wolf will kick the sheep out of the pen, and so you want to kind of kick them in there before he manages to start messing with them. And yeah, sorry, this game's kind of hectic, so there's a lot that I have to kind of explain really in a short time, but yeah, one of the reasons why we waited to start this mission later instead of right at the beginning is just so we can get both of these last two quests done on the same clock timer. And the way we're gonna end this mission is farting on cow.
So I have to ask, what is the frame rate of this game?
It's bad. Like it fluctuates a ton. It's really bad. As you can tell, it kind of lags a bit, and it actually is kind of bad whenever it lags a lot at any point, because you can easily drop inputs that way, and it can be kind of frustrating. But yeah, the next mission here, we're gonna have to have this guy throw a ball at us. That's like the way. Like a lot of these missions in this game only start if you've completed another mission, but there's other ways that some start. Like this one, if you don't beat all of the missions before it, if you just get hit by that guy, it'll actually start the mission as well. But most of the levels are going to require you to beat certain things in a specific order. So we try to complete like parts of other quests while we can. It just won't get those parts like necessarily like completed, so to speak. As far as like so we'll get parts of it done, but then once we beat the quest, it'll actually the first quest, then we can then start the next quest, and we'll already have part of them done. I guess it's like the best way to explain that. But yeah, one cool thing we're gonna do here is whenever you're holding an NPC, some cutscenes won't actually start. So instead of having to skip a cutscene here, we can just hold that NPC, and it'll actually skip the cutscene of the first boss that we have here. This boss, all we have to do is punch him out of a ring 3 times. If we get knocked out at all, then we lose all of our score that we have in the top right there. So we want to make sure to get that done quickly. It's not too hard to do. Luckily, he was pretty cooperative. One thing that can happen if we're super unlucky, if we punch him off, sometimes he just won't like respawn back up at the top area, and he'll just be gone forever. So luckily that didn't happen. It's a pretty uncommon glitch, but it can happen every now and then. So this level is probably one of the more technical and long levels, called Molasses Sewers. We're going to be doing lots of cool platforming skips here. So on this little pillar part on that wall there, the only part you can wall kick is the left side of it. So it's convenient that we can do that, because we can get the chili pepper in that hallway and use that to burn these. I guess they're like ice cream men apparently. It's hard to tell, but they're like guys made of ice cream that work for the Ice Queen. So whenever we got through those other levels, you guys didn't see the cutscenes, but whenever you beat each of them, and it kind of explains to you what how much closer you're getting to the Ice Queen and stuff. And this level is the level where the Ice Queen is like residing. This is her like where her lair is and stuff. So we're gonna beat her, and then yeah, you guys will see what happens after that. Here's one of the biggest platforming skips that we do that are like one of the harder ones. We just do a fart boost jump up this here, and then we do a wall kick off of that pipe. It's a little precise and hard to get, but it's really nice if we manage to get it. I'm gonna make sure to punch this guy away from that blue scientist dude. As you can tell, I was grabbing all of these. Nice. I was trying to grab these blue scientist dudes. Dude, please, ice cream guy. Trying to kick him into the fire here. There we go. We grab these dudes, and we're supposed to set them in front of these buttons. I'm not sure exactly what that does. I don't think it explains in the cutscenes, but as you could tell, I was kind of trying to get those guys into position throughout the level, so that whenever we walk into the rooms that they are in, once they load, they'll just automatically press the button, which is really nice. If we get fairly lucky, we can have this guy, some of these guys, like wander back into position if we kick them and throw them the right way. Nice. And the one that we moved over here is already in position, so that's good. Overall, it's not too hard to get them to stay in place, but the third guy is probably like the most important to get like a lucky position in. Dude, this steam is super annoying because it's like right under a platform, so if you are standing like too far forward, you'll just hit the platform and fall back down. So it's like super annoying. But yeah, here's the last scientist dude here, and then we're just gonna put him in his place, and yeah. One cool speed tech thing that we have here is if you punch these valves out of order, it'll actually teleport you back to wherever the last valve is that you're supposed to be at. So we actually exploit that to get to one of the valves sooner. Since there's a chili pepper in front of that first valve that I kicked, once we get teleported back, we still have the chili pepper, and we can use that to actually sorry, have to do like a precise wall kick here to save some time if we wanted. Save a little more time. There we go. Whatever. I'm just gonna take the safe way around. That was stupid. But yeah, it saves like 5 or 6 seconds if you use the teleporting on that one specific valve. There's not really any other valves where it's useful to do that on, sadly. And we can't kick the valves early either, so nice. That was a good backup kick. I almost fell off there. It's super easy to fall off there, and yeah, it's really annoying. Especially because if you mess it up, then you have to use more of your gas meter. And you want to have your gas meter pretty high up here because the boss here, which is the Ice Queen, if you stun lock her with your farts, she's actually like super easy, but if you don't, she'll like shoot you with her little like gun that shoots out little like creatures, and it'll like push you off of the platform, and it's super annoying to get back up because of the ice physics and stuff. But yeah, once we beat that though, the Ice Queen will explain like that Merlin double-crossed her and stuff, and that she'll give you his orb of magic power to like go and like unlock the rest of these areas and stuff. And so basically we figure out that Merlin's actually evil, and we have to fight him so we get Fiona back. So this level is Lonely Mountain. This is the second level that was actually added to the GameCube version of this game. And overall, it's the shortest level in the entire run, just because there's just not really a ton of like time-consuming things to do throughout the run. So yeah, one thing that we did do there is if you fart on the ice, like fire fart on the ice, it's programmed to actually automatically drain your fire meter. So what's intended there is like there's some like leprechaun dudes that you have to go and talk to get some chili peppers, but you can just chain farts together. And here's the best part of the run, which is punching gnomes.
Of all the things that they could have put effort into in this game, that was the one they put the most thought into.
Yeah, dude, it's a beautiful game. Overall, like, I'd say casually, this game's not really very good, but as a speed game, it's actually pretty fun. I was reading my YouTube comments the other day, and there's this guy that commented on it. He says Onion 05. I'm like, what? and he's like, so there's Cheese 05, right? And he's really good at Super Mario 64. So Onion 05. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's a good compliment. So this level here is Creepy Crypt. This level's like super dark, so we had to like adjust the lighting just because the lighting in this game is so bad. Sometimes the skeletons are being really stupid. Please, skeletons. They're walking in the exact opposite direction that I want them to go. This RNG is so bad. What is going on, please? Okay. Yeah, so like the skeletons, if you're really lucky, the skeleton on the very left will follow you immediately, and then you can just walk over with these other skeletons, and you're supposed to lead them up to this crypt up here. If they walk away like that, that's just super insanely bad RNG. Because like the skeletons can get scared by some stuff, and I think that other skeleton was getting aggroed by the second skeleton, and that was just insanely bad. That wasted like a ton of time, actually. Easily like 20 seconds or something. Probably like more like 15 or 20 seconds. Luckily we still made it up here in time without having to reset the clock, so that's really nice. So one thing we need to do here is fart on these witches. The one thing about farting on NPCs is you have to turn around and fart on them, so you have to get really good at doing that quickly if you want to quick kill these witches, because they move like really quickly and are super trolly.
Sounds like
yeah,
some top level speed tech.
yeah, it's actually surprisingly hard. So we restart the map there after we start that cutscene just to start the next quest. We have to come back out here eventually for that quest, so it's better if we just start out here, then run up through the level later. And what we have to do here is lure these ultra super spoopy spiders back to their spider mother, and that'll like open up an area to let us start the last quest. One thing that's kind of sad is if you do find any ways to get around the barriers that the game does put in these levels, you have to complete 4 like the main quests of the level to actually unlock the next level. So even if there was a way to get through that stuff, it isn't programmed to like end the level on the very last mission or anything. That'd be really useful in like some cases if it was, but it's not. So we tried to try and get all of these spiders in a group here, just so we can lure them all up at once instead of individually. So that's why we dropped that bug there, so that all of the spiders would stay put. And then we do some fancy platform skipping here. We have to like scare all of these bats, and yeah, we do tons and tons of skipping here. There's a lot of skipping platforms right there with those wall kicks. We do a lot of skipping here with this wall kick. That was pretty good. And yeah, it's a pretty simple level, but it can be pretty hard to get a really good time on it. What the heck was that? Okay, there we go.
Do you have time for a quick plug?
Yeah, that'd be totally cool, man. Sorry, it's a kind of hectic game, so.
Nah, it's cool. I get you. So we are Calithon 2018, live from San Francisco, California. We are raising money for the charity Direct Relief, which is a charity that helps people who need all sorts of aid because of poverty, disasters, emergency situations, and by quickly delivering essential medical resources. So for the runs coming up, we actually have an incentive for the next run, which is sub-level 0 Redo. That incentive is at $5 and $50, so we're only $45 away. Get your donations in for those, because that's coming up real soon.
All right, so what we're doing right now is we have to collect all of these jesters here for the very last quest. So we're kicking them over to that area right now. And once we leave the area, they aren't able to walk around and stuff since they're deloaded. So it's really good just to keep them there because that'll save a ton of time in the very last thing that we have to do. So the first quest we have to do here is bring the lazy crown prince up to his bedroom, like for some reason. And normally when you carry him, you move really, really slowly. But if you just grab him continuously over and over again like this, you move like at least like twice as fast, if not like 3 times as fast. So like, and the way you do that is just like mash X over and over again. It's really simple, but it saves a ton of time. It actually saves like probably around like 30 seconds or so, or like a minute. It's a really long time. So we just need to kick these prisoners out the window because they were captured by the guard for like the guard was going around capturing innocent people for no reason. So the prince wants you to free him because the prince is a cool dude, I guess. All right, and then we're gonna finish up the level here by farting on all of the jesters that we brought over here. And if we since we brought them all there right in the same group, we can just fart on them all at once, and it's a lot quicker than like what was like normally intended, which is like you bring each of them over there and then you like breathe fire on them and you have to go back and grab a chili pepper for each one, and it's like really time consuming. So yeah, so this is the second to last level, the Blue Dragon's Castle. I didn't explain why we have armor. I forgot. Basically, like once we beat the creepy crypt, the bats that we scare will like knock down this like magic armor that lets us resist dragon fire, and that's relevant because we're going to see this blue dragon to go and get like magic dragon's fire, which is the only thing that you can use to beat Merlin. And what that does is, like, in the last level, it just gives you infinite fire, which is actually something that's different than the Xbox game. If I remember correctly, the Xbox game, in the very last level, you're actually required to go and grab chili peppers and stuff. So the last level is, like, way harder on the Xbox version. But, yeah, so we have to lure all of these dragons into this pool. And the routing we do for that is, I almost forgot. Nice. Nice. I messed that up. I forgot. I was supposed to light that fire while I'm luring this dragon over, but it's not a big deal. That's why I grabbed the fire there. I just forgot to throw him there, but it's not a big deal. No, I threw him too early. All right, come on, dragon. These dragons are super annoying because they like. Sometimes they'll just jump into the pool when they're on the sides, but then half the time they'll just be difficult. All right, so since I didn't light that first fire, well, nice. I'll try and get it here since I messed up that fire as well. We can maybe use this as backup. No, okay. Darn it, that's not a huge deal. What we'll do here is we will go over here and just grab that really quick. That only wasted like maybe 10 or 15 seconds, I'd say. One thing that you can do to save a good amount of time is while you're running and you fart at all, it'll always blow up the fart with fire. And we can actually use that to run off of the platforms of the fire like a lot earlier, which is really nice. So we have to do a really precise wall kick off of this tiny little part of the wall here. Nice. Just to get up this wall to get to that fire. And then once we light all of the fires, that'll give us a key to get into this castle. And as you can see, we were grabbing these fish. One thing about these fish is if you're really, really unlucky, the game will sometimes like randomly speed boost you whenever you're like grabbing an NPC. And with the fish, it's like way more finicky because of the way they flop around and stuff. And that can like essentially like rocket you into the air and shoot you out of the level sometimes. So it's really nice if we don't do that. If that doesn't happen, just because like if we fall out of the level itself, that is actually like completely run over. I do have some backup saves in case that happens, but it didn't happen, so it's all good. Basically, like what happens is if you fall out of bounds, they programmed a specific like Easter egg that like you land in this room, and it's like the inside of a GameCube. It's really weird. I could probably show you guys after this run, but like once you fall into that area, you actually can't leave the room, and you can't like leave your game, and it doesn't let you pause or anything. So it's just literally like it's effectively a soft lock, and it's yeah, really unfortunate. So we're gonna. One thing that we can do for these cows is they run like super quick, but if we kick them, then that's a quick way to take them down, and it's a lot simpler. So we're gonna be moving on to the last level here, which is Merlin's Dark Tower of Evil, or it's something completely long. It's like Merlin's Dark Tower of Evil Doom, or it's a ridiculously long and just comedic title. But this level is easily like the hardest level, because if we mess this level up at all, and if we die, then we have to redo the whole level again. So that's really time consuming if that happens, but it probably won't, but it'd be bad if it does, just because usually this level will take around like 2 minutes or so. So if you mess up later in the run as well, or later in the level, it can be really lame. But once you figure out how to do this, well, it's really simple. The worst thing that can really happen is if you manage to get hit by the fire dudes a lot, they can hurt you a bunch. So with the dynamite here, we have to avoid all fire sources, so that's why we punch those guys, because they'll throw fire at us. If you get hit by fire early, he'll, like the TNT guy that you're holding will light up, and he'll just blow up. So sadly, yeah, that's always a bad time when that happens, because you have to go and grab another one after that. All right, so time will be coming up on the last hit on Merlin. There's 5 hits, so and there's invincibility frames in between each hit, so it'll take a second to get the last hit off. But yeah, so 3rd hit, and then we got the 4th hit down here. Oh man, this is gonna be. I'm gonna run around just for safety. All right, and time. Awesome.
Good job on the
Thanks,
run.
guys. Thank you. That was Shrek Extra Large. And if you guys saw in the middle there, that was Fiona. I don't know if it'll replay the cutscene. I don't think so. Let's see.
Got people asking a question: is wall jumping intended?
Is wall jumping? Yes, wall jumping is intended. That is, it is a mechanic that is part of the game. But a lot of the platforming skips you do are not intended, because there's obviously like a lot of different platforms that you can see that were made for like made for getting over. But yeah, that wasn't too bad. 27:13 is pretty good. That's only like 50 seconds off of record, which is cool. Yeah, there's Fiona. That's the only time you see Fiona in the whole game. If you guys like, I forgot to ask at the beginning, but any of you guys like Donkey? Yeah, Donkey. Yeah, he's not in the game. He's on the cover though. He's on the cover of the game, but he's not anywhere in the entire game. So that's cool. Yeah, and there's like Prince Farquaad is like at the very beginning in like a menu. He's not in the game though. It's yeah. I don't know. I think Donkey might have been like, they might not have had the rights to put Donkey in a game yet or something. I don't even know. But yeah, so that's how Shrek ends. If you guys want, I can show you guys. Do you want me to show you guys like the GameCube thing? You good? Okay. Well, no worries. It's not important anyway. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys have a good one.
Thank you very much, Silo Simon. We were cutting.